Yesterday, director James Wan revealed that the Trench movie that was supposed to come to HBO Max was actually a disguise for a Black Manta movie. What? Aquaman came out in 2019, makes $1 billion at the box office, the first DCU film to do that. I enjoyed it, thought it was a pretty awesome movie, loved the action in it, especially at the end with King Orm and Aquaman. Some great visual effects, and I thought it was brilliant. And Aquaman 2 is shooting right now, Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. But on Instagram, James Wan revealed that the Trench movie was supposed to be a Black Manta movie. What? I would have been excited for it then. But look, one of the most scariest scenes from Aquaman was the Trench sequence. Because James Wan, of course, The Conjuring, he's done these horror movies and he's a master at it. And Aquaman was very comedic. There was a lot of comedy in it, but there was a small bit of horror, and that was the Trench scene with Aquaman, Amber Heard's mirror, and then they go into the ocean, and just a brilliant shot of them going into the ocean while all of these trench monsters or all of these sea monsters are chasing after them, swimming after them. And then it was announced that a spin-off was in the works for that. But it was a disguise. Or maybe initially James Wan wanted to do a Trench movie and then he kind of made it into a Black Manta movie with the Trench. Maybe. A fan on Instagram asked James Wan, "Will you be doing a Black Manta streaming series? Maybe." And James Wan replied, "I'll let you in on a secret. The cancelled Trench spin-off movie was really going to be a secret Black Manta movie." Oh my god. If you remember earlier this year, Warner Brothers came out with a statement. They had cancelled the films of New Gods and the Trench movie, which was actually Black Manta, and it's been in development for a very long time. And I remember Warner Brothers blamed Zack Snyder for the New Gods film being cancelled because Darkseid was in Zack Snyder's Justice League and it was too soon to make another movie with Darkseid in it, which makes no sense whatsoever because next year we have 3 Batmans. So Warner Brothers is just smoking crack right there. But the Trench movie was cancelled as well, and it was actually for Yahya Abdul-Mateen II, who plays Black Manta, and I loved him in the first Aquaman, I really did. I liked how Aquaman had this quest. You know, he had this storyline with King Orm and Mira, and, you know, the war that was going to happen if he didn't step in and become king. But there was a side story with Black Manta, him having this vengeance towards Aquaman because Aquaman's the reason his dad died, but his dad wasn't that good either, they were pirates. But you know, Black Manta's on this journey. He's a man going up against a god. So he has to learn about the sea. He has to gain new technology. He has to improve his suit. And he's going on this journey now to face and kill Aquaman. And I think in Aquaman 2, a similar scenario will happen where Black Manta has a side story. He's gaining more knowledge, technology. His suit is upgraded. And he fights Aquaman once or twice, but he doesn't beat him, or Aquaman doesn't put him away or puts him in jail or anything. This will continue into the third movie. But maybe James Wan was thinking, okay, a Trench movie. Oh, hold on a second. What if I have Black Manta going to the Trench, looking for Aquaman or looking for some type of weapon to kill Aquaman? That would have been a cool story. You know, you think of maybe, you know, Ridley Scott's Alien. Like something like that would be awesome with Black Manta. And you could bring a lot of people on the side of Black Manta because you could use it as an origin story. You could feel for the character a little bit more. You could see where he's coming from, where he came from, and why he has this vengeance for Aquaman even more. So it'd be really, really cool. But Warner Brothers cancelled it, and James Wan came out and said, yeah, it wasn't really a Trench movie, it was a Black Manta movie with Yahya Abdul-Mateen II, who is killing it in Hollywood right now. He's been in some awesome movies, and I can't wait to see him in Aquaman 2. This is a movie, like when The Trench was announced, I didn't hate it. You know, when people online get really annoyed when a movie's announced, I don't. You know, even if it's for a character I don't know anything about, because I don't read comic books that much. So I use these DC TV shows or the Marvel shows or the movies to get educated on these characters. I never knew who Guardians of the Galaxy were. I never knew who a character like Darkseid was. But then watching these movies, I get to learn about these characters. It's my comic book. So every time I get to see a new character like a Black Manta get their own series or movie, that's cool to me because I get to learn more. I love watching Doom Patrol, Stargirl, you know, DC Legends of Tomorrow, because these are characters I knew nothing about 4 or 5 years ago, but now I'm learning about them, and it's pretty awesome and pretty cool. So when the Trench was announced, you had many people out there saying, nobody asked for this, nobody wants this movie, and I never understand that argument because you never know how great this is going to be. Martin Scorsese is making a movie right now with Brendan Fraser, Robert De Niro, and Leonardo DiCaprio. Who asked for that movie? Like, who came out and said, I want that story written by these and I want to see these actors in it? Nobody knew about that film until it was announced. So that's my point about films and TV shows. You never know how great something's going to be or how bad it's going to be. Yes, the Trench movie, Black Manta, could have been terrible, but it could have been great. It could have been amazing. Imagine if Joker never existed, the movie. Imagine if Logan never happened. Imagine if Zack Snyder's Justice League never happened. You would have had these great movies that you never got to see, never got to experience with friends or family or in a theatre. Imagine that experience that you have taken away from you. I got to see Blade Runner 2049 in an empty theatre. And it was one of the best experiences of my life. Not just with movies, but of my life. So when a weird project like the Peacemaker TV series is announced, I don't go, oh, I'm not watching that. F that thing. Who asked for that? I want a Batfleck series. I want a Batfleck series so badly. Of course I do. But I'm not going to disregard John Cena or James Gunn or Peacemaker as a character because it's not something that I want. I'm going to check out Peacemaker, and if I like it, that's great. If I don't, I'll say I don't like it. It's as simple as that at the end of the day. I understand many fans want to see certain characters brought to life. They want to see movies announced that there is demand for, and that's Warner Brothers' fault, and that's their problem. It's their loss at the end of the day because it's them losing out on money. But when something like Black Manta or The Trench is announced, I'm curious. I will check it out, and it could be the best thing ever. It could be. So why not? But what I found funny yesterday online is many people were shitting on Warner Brothers. I want this Black Manta movie right now, but then they hate Jeff Johns, and Jeff Johns is the one who really pushed this character in Aquaman 1. James Wan didn't even want this character at all. Because people out there obviously hate Warner Brothers. I don't like them either, but I'm not going to let that get in the way of me experiencing these movies. They want to see the Snyder Cut universe restore the Snyderverse. I want that as well, of course I do. But it's funny how they shit on Warner Brothers, they hate Warner Brothers so much, and I hate them as well. But, you know, anything to throw against Warner Brothers they use, even if it's a Jeff Johns creation in live action form. He wanted this character on the big screen and he got it. I know many people are using this character as a platform to go against Warner Brothers even more and to say, Warner Brothers, what the hell are you doing? Now, Aquaman made $1 billion. A spin-off movie was announced. That's not a shock at all. It was a shock maybe it was Trench, but it's not a shock that a spin-off movie was announced for $1 billion property. But then they cancel it. It makes no sense. And why disguise it with a different name? It's just very, very interesting from Warner Brothers' point of view. The suits of Warner Brothers don't have a clue whatsoever. Aquaman comes out, makes $1 billion. A spin-off is announced. They cancel that spin-off, which makes no sense whatsoever because there's obviously demand for this universe that James Wan has created. Zack Snyder's Justice League comes out earlier this year. Never mind that. Man of Steel made good box office. Batman v Superman made great box office. Zack Snyder's Justice League comes out, makes really big waves online. Great reception. People want to see more. Darkseid is fantastic. Oh my god, what a villain. I want to see more of this villain. And then a movie where you could do that in New Gods. Just continue on with Ray Porter as the voice for Darkseid. Continue on with that look of the character. Let Ava DuVernay direct it. But no, they scrapped the idea. It's like, oh, this is going to work. People like this. Let's go in a different direction. It makes no sense whatsoever. And this is just another example from Warner Brothers' point of view of a stupid decision. This movie should have happened. And New Gods should have happened as well. And Zack Snyder's Justice League 2 should have happened. All these projects should have happened for one reason. Demand. And it would have brought subscriptions to Warner Brothers HBO Max. And it would have made really good box office money. Let's hope when Warner Brothers are taken over by Discovery next year that a lot of these executives are kicked out the door because they haven't got a clue what demand means, what an audience means, what the fans mean, because they're just blinded by their own hate. So hopefully in the future a lot of these projects do get restored. But I honestly do think a Black Manta movie or series will happen after Aquaman 2, because Aquaman 2 is probably going to be another big hit, and Black Manta, Yahya Abdul-Mateen II, will be probably even more outstanding because he said the script for Aquaman 2 is even better than the first one. But obviously he'd say that as well because he's in the movie, but I think he's in the movie a lot more this time around. That's why he was raving about the script. But guys, your thoughts on the cancelled Trench movie that was actually a Black Manta movie? How disappointing is that for you? Maybe you care, maybe you don't care. Let me know below. Thanks very much for clicking on this video. I really appreciate it, guys. Give a like, subscribe. See you in the next one.